Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits review. Tonight I've got a decent beer to review. I've just done the most rancid lager and it's time to get back on track and something decent. So tonight I'm going to be reviewing, finally, Easter Brew Chocolate Stout. That shows up on there properly, it should do. Right. Hello. Come on, that's it, that's better. Right, so from Bulldog Brews, and Bulldog, for me, one of the best beer kit companies out there. They still haven't made a strong ginger beer, but they've got some classic beers. Easter Brew is definitely one of them. And can I remember the name of the others now? Why is it on camera? You forget. It'll come to me soon enough. So yeah, it says here, Easter Brew Chocolate Stout is a weighty stout with heavy malt flavours benefiting from a rich chocolate malt. I'm just looking for the reviews. Let me try and click on the reviews. Oh, you little... There we go. Yeah, sadly the reviews aren't that interesting. All the reviews on here are bang on. Alright then, we'll go down the other route and do it myself. So why is it you can never get decent reviews when you want them? No, it's not having it. Let's see if I can get another page. No, not having it. So into a plastic bottle, as I always do. Try and, recycling these days, it's got to be done. My pouring's getting better because usually it'd be frothing up like a sod. I've lowered the sugar that I use after the effect. So I've done an hydrometer reading. This has turned out at 6.5%. So as you can see, the head's already disappeared. I did pour one last night and it had a right thick head on it. So, tonight, that's from the same bottle. So obviously I've lost some of the, the fizzy element out of it. You can't see if it's lacing or not. It's such a dark colour. On the nose, oh, massive chocolate on the nose. And massive chocolate and malt as well. Oh. Still my taste buds aren't 100% right after this cold I've had recently, but and this bottle is the last bottle from the kit, so it's got sediment in the bottom, so it may not be a true indication. I might review it in a few weeks time when when it's all secondary fermented in the shed. It's had a few weeks to age, because let's be fair, this is only 3 days in the bottle. So as all home brewers know, the longer it stays in, the more it ages. Up to 3 or 4 months, and then it shouldn't get any better after that. But you never know, do you? None of my beers last 3 or 4 months anyway, so I wouldn't know. So, not as good as I've had it before, I must admit. But it might be just because it was near the end of the kit. And as you do, you try and squeeze every last little drop out. I've got another 23.5 litres in the shed of this, so some good nights ahead. So yeah, lovely malt, lovely chocolate on the nose, chocolates and malt. It really is, and it's a strong stout as well. You know, oh. Served at room temperature. I've got to smooth my thing off because all I can see is I've got the phone on at the side, and all I can see is some bloke on YouTube moving backwards and forwards, and it's doing me head. I keep looking at him as he's obviously reviewing this chocolate stout as well. Now this is the second time I reviewed this. No, sorry, second time I brewed this. Brewed it last year. Absolutely immense. Put a little bit too much sugar in on the secondary fermentation, and it blew one of the bottles in the shed, caused a right bloody mess as well. So be careful on that secondary fermentation. You know, if you have to, leave the first fermentation for as long as you can. You know, even 3 or 4 days past, nothing, it ain't going to go off. It's, you know, it just clear a bit more. And same with this. This is probably a few days too early to do a proper review on it, but already it's a nice beer. To me, it's what home brewing should be about. You know, if you pay the money for the decent kits, and you know you are talking over 20 quid for these kits, St. Peter's kits, any of the Bulldog kits, you know, they're all really good. Wilco's Artisan range, you know, very good for such cheap price kits. I mean, 16 to 19. I mean, yeah, you know, you can buy the £10 kits and you can play around with them, you know, to make some interesting beers. I'm thinking of getting just a bitter kit and adding a shed load of strawberry cordial to it to make more of a strawberry beer. Just, you know, just out of interest, you know. Seen it where people boil up cordials, and boiling removes the preservatives. I presume that's why they've done it anyway. And by boiling and adding it to, and then them sugars and that flavour coming through, or even something like a peach, getting a peach cordial and adding that, you know what you can do to the basic beers, like you say your Wilco's core brand, and adding flavours to it that you wouldn't normally get, and it'd be interesting. I mean, I've got cherry beer on in the background here, which is as hard as hell. I can't get on with this bucket because it doesn't bubble like it should do. I've only seen it bubble a few times, yet I know that it's doing fine. I can see it's doing fine. I've had my head over looking in, and yet I've got another one, an old-fashioned bucket. Yeah, that bubbling, that's me putting my hand on it, and it bubbles up great. So I think when I do future brewing, I'm going to use this bucket for stuff that I know bubbles like a sod, and that bucket for everything else. But anyway, back to the beer. Lost its head now, you know. I don't think this is a true representation of how good it is. It's slightly below par at the moment, if I'm being honest. But what it is, it's still a nice, a very nice chocolate stout. Can't taste them hops that I put that bag of hops in. Can't really get that. All I'm getting is heavy chocolate, heavy malt, and that's making a really quite a strong chocolate stout. And I can't even get that it's the percentage it is, even though I know it is the percentage. So, but it might be because, like I've already said, it's the last bottle. It's very next to the sediment layer, so that may, you know, do some damage to the review score. So what I'll do, I'm going to give it a few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, and re-review it. Oh, about saying I'm feeling half cut already on that. So it's stronger than it. You know, it's one of them where you drink it, you don't think it's strong, and it's going down, and you think, bloody hell, this is stronger than, you know, stronger than I thought. And it's definitely one of those. So, for review purposes, on the nose, well, look at the beer first. Didn't have the head as I had before. It poured a great head last night, so you know the head wasn't near like it normally is. Can't tell if it's carbonating or lacing. On the nose, strong chocolate, strong malt. On the taste, exactly the same. None of that hops that was put in. I'll wait and see for a few weeks and see if that one does. So, even though it hasn't got all the elements in it, a score out of 5. So, it's strong because I can really feel it now. As I'm stood here and I've got to make my dinner in a minute. Out of 5. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. Bit lower than it would have got. But that's interesting. You know, interesting for what happens in 2 or 3 weeks. I've got 2 brews in the shed now. I've got that Wilco's limited edition winter ale that's in the shed, and that's maturing nicely. And then I've got this as well. And soon I'll have the cherry beer in the background. And so, you know, multiple brews on at the same time. And I've also got in the shed, I've got a barrel that I screwed out the top, and so I can fit an airlock in, and I'm going to use that for brewing, but only for brewing wine from store-bought juice. So one of the first things I'm going to brew is I've seen it on the internet. I'm definitely going to go for it. Maybe not before I go. I'm going away to Northern Ireland this week, so I'm going to get some Irish beer reviews in. Yeah, because over there's some great beers, and I'm not taking the car, so I can't load up with 100 quid's worth and bring every single different beer back. One of these days I will. Next time we go over, I'll take 100 quid and just buy everything I can, even more than. If I have to spend more, I will. But anyway. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying there. Bugger. Old age. Yeah, I'm going to do some wine from store-bought juice. The first one, I'm going to do apple juice and do strawberry cordial to make a strawberry wine. That should be interesting. And then I'm going to do a small scale, only a 6 bottle, but I'm going to do prune juice wine, and I'm doing that just to see. And I've got a mate at work who's got a bit of a gob on him, and he likes his wine, so I'm gonna brew it, and I'm gonna say to him, I'll tell him it's something else, and see if he gets the shits from it. But it'd be interesting. And if I ever got constipation, it's definitely one for the I'll drink some of that and see what happens. If I'm on the toilet for 3 days, though, I'll never do it again, obviously. So yeah, it's not as clear as it should be, but still, you know, a very nice homebrew beer. Definitely at the top end of any of the homebrew beers you can get from the kits. Maybe not the grain kits, because I've never done a grain kit. You know, I've only done the normal kits. I don't own a grain father or any of that. One day I may get into it, but I like being a basic homebrewer rather than somebody who's going into the more expertise side of things. For now, at least. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you soon.